Welcome to 30-Second Chances, where we ask deep, detailed questions and give you far too little time to formulate thoughtful, reflective answers. My guest today is producer, engineer, and future Nobel Prize winner, Eva Reistad. Eva, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Okay, you know the dance, 30 seconds on the clock, and then on to the next question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay, question number one. How has the recent shutdown and the current reopening fiasco impacted your life and your work?
I am still working. I am working from home. I don't have to drive to the studio anymore, which is really cool. But I do have to worry about dealing with things like internet going down and other miscellaneous things of working with people that just makes the job not as easy as it would be if we were in a studio.
Like people phoning in their parts and crap like that? And
well, yeah, musicians recording themselves is a big thing. Dealing with a lot of that kind of stuff, a lot more extra editing.
Question number two.
All right.
What do you think the recovery looks like for the music and live sound industry?
The recovery, I think that is just, I mean, I don't even know from one day to the next if I'm feel good going to a grocery store. So the thought of even trying to figure out what it's going to look like in the future in live industry or even for musicians is kind of beyond me. Next question.
Next question, please. Well, now we have to wait out the clock. See, you're too succinct.
That's fine. Hey, that's fine. Fine by me.
Okay, next question. With all of the recent surge of live streaming and you're working with people from home and phoning in parts and everything, what's the one thing that really stands out for you in terms of people's performances, performance spaces, etc.?
Oh, what stands out is basically the general lack of understanding how to record oneself or do anything audio engineering related, which is understandable. Musicians go to school to learn how to play instruments. I couldn't play half the instrument these people play for, to save my life. So I just noticed there's a big technological wall with some people that I feel bad for them, because it's like people come into the studios and they're so
Next
used to
question.
sitting down. Okay.
If you could wake up tomorrow with one weird superpower, what would it be?
Oh my God, I'd be able to eat as much as I want and not gain weight. No. Mind reading. No. I'd love to be like invisible. That would be really cool.
So invisible, mind reading, anorexia girl.
Yeah. No. Nope. Not anorexic. That has nothing to do with eating as much as I want without.
What would you call that, though? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to come up with a costume for you here,
Definitely not anorexia, girl. We definitely got an eating disorder with it.
Okay, next question. Okay. What would 15-year-old you be most and least impressed with present day you?
She would be very impressed that I graduated high school. Very impressed that I, have never been to jail.
Still time.
There is still time. She probably wouldn't be so impressed that I went blonde. I used to not be, I have a lot of blonde friends, but why would you dye your hair blonde? Brunettes are so much cooler, which they kind of are.
But blondes have more fun.
Blonde, you know what? I have fun no matter the hair color, which is why it's always changing. A lot of people who know me will tell you that.
Got that right. Okay, next question. What's the weirdest or most embarrassing thing you've ever done on autopilot?
On autopilot? Like, what do you mean?
Okay, I'll give you an example. My daughter was telling me about cracking an egg to cook an egg, and she cracked the egg over the sink, let the egg go in the sink, and then put the shells in the pan.
Oh,
autopilot, like you get home from a gig, you're really, really tired and you're doing stuff and you're not thinking,
The most embarrassing thing I've ever done.
Or the weirdest thing.
Oh, one time I turned a shower on and I went downstairs to get coffee and I came back upstairs and I thought my roommate was in the shower. So I proceeded to sit in my room angry that my roommate was taking like a 30-minute 40-minute shower and I had to be at work. And then I realized that I had turned the shower on. I forgot that I had turned it on. And I walked in and I was like, wow, don't smoke weed, kids.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put 30 seconds more on the clock and give you a chance now to either answer for me any question you wish I had asked you, or just do a shameless plug for something you're doing right now.
A shameless plug for something I'm doing right now.
Hey, whatever works. You have 30 seconds. Use it.
All right. Not very well known. There is this liquor called Aperol that originated in Italy. It's not very well known in America because America, let's face it, at this point, we're kind of a lost cause. I have faith, but not right now in the immediate future. So basically, there is a drink called an Aperol Spritz, really big in Europe, not so big here. So I just want to tell everyone how to make it. Basically, I can read it off the back of the bottle. I'm not trying to encourage drinking here. I'm just saying.
And I'm letting you go over the clock on this one because I'm fascinated here.
This is something this is like whenever I go to London, anyone, whoever goes there with me can tell you that on any night you'll find me eating a pizza and drinking an Aperol Spritz. So basically, full wine glass with ice, combine Prosecco, followed by Aperol in equal parts, and then add a splash of soda. So tonight, I just made my first one a few minutes ago. I'm technically kind of still working. This is what an Aperol Spritz looks like. You garnish it with an orange. And the Aperol it's a bitter liquor, but it's not as bitter as Campari. And basically, it offsets the sweetness of Prosecco. So if you don't like champagne and you're like, it seems too bubbly, the drink actually has equal parts of like kind of very refreshing bubbles because you've got the champagne and soda water in it. And then the Aperol adds kind of like a bitterness, which kind of weighs that sweetness of the champagne. So you end up with just kind of a very refreshing, like the drink basically tastes like summer. Seeing how it is now July 3rd, 2nd, whatever.
Oh my God.
This is now the drink that I'm segueing into. And I have to, so many people don't know about it that whenever I'm like, come over for a spritz, or why don't you make a spritz, or you're going to the cabin, make some spritzes, and they don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just trying to raise awareness about this drink that is, like I said, a common thing in Europe, not as well known over here in the States. So
I applaud your consciousness raising efforts here. And the only question I have, the only important question right now is, have you turned the shower on?
I haven't. I did shower earlier today. I obviously didn't do my hair because of that, but yes.
Cool. Okay, well, that concludes our game. Thank you so much for being our guest.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.